Today's recipe is about how to make homemade potato crisps at home, nice and crispy. Let's do it. So there are 3 steps that you need to follow in order to get the best crisps every single time. So make sure that you watch the recipe entirely in order to get the best results. Now the first thing that you need to have in mind is to get the right potato variety for the job. And in this situation, you need starchy potatoes. And I'm just gonna number a few varieties out there: Idaho potatoes, russet, Yono Gold, and what I'm using today is Maurice Piper potatoes. These are my favorite because are kind of the jack of all trades. You can use them in so many situations, and that's why I choose this variety. Now you can go with your potatoes peeled or unpeeled. It's totally up to you. I do like them with the skin on just because they give a different texture to the crisps once they cook. But if you want to go the other way, you can totally do so. Make sure that if you use my method, you give them a good wash before starting doing anything else. Once you slice your potatoes, they go straight into cold water. That will prevent them from oxidizing and something else, which I'm gonna tell you in a minute. Now I've got here my mandolin, and from my findings, 1 millimeter in thickness is what we're looking for. You can go slightly above or below, you're not gonna get any issues, but 1 millimeter seems to be the right spot for slicing potatoes for crisps. Now the second step, if you wanna get crispy potato crisps, is crucial. You want to get your sliced potatoes into cold water and rinse those potatoes properly till you get rid of all that excess starch, because the excess starch will prevent your potatoes from getting crispy. So really important, wash your potatoes, rinse them under cold water until the water comes nice and clean. So with the potatoes rinsed properly, as you can see the water is nice and clean, I'm going to add some salt in here. So I'm going to go in with about half tablespoon of salt. Now, because we added this salt to cold water, the process of absorbing that salt into the sliced potatoes will be slower. So you want to give this about 20 to 30 minutes in order to get your potatoes pre-seasoned, because they're not done yet. Now, after about 20 minutes, we're going to move on to the next step. And what you want to do at this stage is add your potatoes on a paper towel or kitchen towel, depending on what you've got. And what this does, it absorbs all that moisture that we don't want when we're frying them. Cover these with another clean kitchen towel or paper, so all that moisture gets absorbed by the towels. Now leave this here to dry out slightly, and let's move on to the third important step of this recipe, which is the oil you're gonna use for frying the crisps. Now when it comes to oils, you've got quite a variety to choose from. But the one I prefer when making crisps, and the one that I believe will get you the best results, is the peanut oil or groundnut oil. But why this is kind of special is because it's got a high percentage of saturated fats. Now I know saturated fats are not that great for you, but let's be honest, you're probably not gonna eat crisps every single day, or maybe you will. But the idea is that the high percentage of saturated fats help crisping up whatever you add in potatoes or tempura, prawns or whatever faster and more efficient. So that's why we're using groundnut oil or peanut oil, and you need in a good amount. This is 500 mils because you want your crisps to float into the oil. So we're doing deep frying, so it's quite a lot of oil involved. I want to heat up the oil to 180 degrees Celsius or about 350 Fahrenheit. You can kind of guess when the oil temperature is right, but for the best results, I would suggest using a probe thermometer. And I'm gonna leave an affiliate link down below. Get one for yourself, it doesn't cost much, and don't worry, you're not gonna get me rich from the affiliate commission that I get, but this will be helpful in future recipes. With your oil at 180 degrees Celsius, we can start adding the potatoes. You don't wanna add too many potatoes in one go, because the place will get overcrowded. If there are too many, then obviously you're gonna get them one on top of another like this. They're kind of nicely floating into the oil, and all you have to do is just flip them every now and then, and they will get nice and crispy all the way around. And it's at the point that they get light golden brown that you actually want to take them out, or it's totally up to you how long you want to go. It shouldn't take longer than 3-4 minutes, I would say. When your potatoes are light golden brown, you can remove them from the oil and get them into a bowl or on a surface that's got some sort of kitchen towel, paper towel, so that absorbs any excess oil that you don't want on your potatoes. And once that's done, go straight in with the seasoning. In this situation, I'm using a combination of salt, smoked paprika, and dry oregano, but it's totally up to you. You can go whichever way you like. Okay, let's get a crispiness test right here. You can't get any better than that. And this is today's recipe.